Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the greatest show you've never seen and possibly never heard. I come to you as 1/3 of a trio of blurs, smoother than Tres Neches. It is us, the Tres Neches. We got Cool Q, Dude the Chef, and me, the Corner Dojo TV makes 3. Now, please remember to like and subscribe for more Tres Neches and follow us on various social media sites at Corner Dojo TV, Dude the Chef, at Simply Q, and at the Tres Neches show. Now let's go. Now, just go ahead and just obviously you only see 2 Neches. So right now, we have Dude the Chef is currently dealing with some family issues. He'll be back next week, and he discusses if he feels like it. But indeed. So other than that, man, what's going on?
Either that, or he probably in line of trying to get in line with the whole Lena thing. But you never know.
Hey, I mean, it's a very good possibility that there might be a few other cats partaking in the Lena the Plug fiasco.
Oh man, more on that later.
please, more on that later, man. It's been a lot going on in Hollywood and also in gaming and everything, man. But
yeah, it's been crazy. I've been following it, just trying to see what's been popping up with it, but it's been some interesting stuff.
There's some interesting things out there. I just want to say this one little tidbit before we even start. I do not like iPhones. And for all the iPhone elite out there, I need you guys to understand one thing. Your phone is not better. All right? No. It's just exclusive.
That's it.
That's all it is.
It was just a way for people to try to separate themselves, but
that's
y'all tricked yourselves in believing it was a good product.
They figured you guys out. I have an iPhone right now. The only reason I got an iPhone is because my sister had a plan that I could get an iPhone for cheap. And I was like, you know what? Monthly, not that bad. I'll go ahead and try it out. I've been Android like all my freaking life. I switched over to iPhone and it does nothing for my life but cause me problems. I don't unless I have an iPhone. If I have a freaking iPad or an Apple computer, then it does. It's like the interface and all this, like it makes everything super convenient when you link it together, but it makes everything else super inconvenient or whatever.
Yeah,
inconvenient or whatever. Excuse me. So this is for you, Steve Jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like you have been the bane of my existence. And the moment I can replace this iPhone, it's gone, bro. I'm just
look. Steve Jobs hustled people into believing the iPhone was the best thing ever. Just like your boy Elon tricked everybody thinking Tesla's a good car.
That's bruh. All this we as a species are fucking stupid. But anyways, man.
Yeah.
All right. We can go ahead and we go. I just wanted to say that. Get that off my goddamn.
Hey, man, look. Hey, speak king. Sometimes you gotta get stuff off your chest, man.
You gotta get it off your chest, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like this first off, you just gotta get that mess off your goddamn chest. Now, quick question. Are we queued up for like the trailers?
Yeah, we can go ahead and knock them off now.
Bet. First off, let's go ahead and get into some of these trailers right here before we get into going and not going. There has a couple of trailers that have dropped this week in between shows. We had the Ahsoka trailer for the Disney Plus series that's supposed to be coming out soon, and we also have the Wonka trailer for the Willy Wonka movie that's starting with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be coming out pretty soon, and I have not seen them. I've been kind of avoiding people talking about it and stuff like that. But let's go ahead and hop into Ahsoka.
All right.
Oh, we ain't got no sound.
Oh.
Yeah, see, it got you too. It wasn't just me.
See, it did it fine in pre.
Yeah,
hold on. I know what I gotta do. Hold tight.
Victory. Because I was just like, I'm over here feeling like I'm 75 years old when it comes to all this stuff, bro. But so we gonna get it together.
All right.
Ahsoka.
War.
Oh, you getting audio now?
Inevitable.
Yes.
We must destroy in order to create. We are no Jedi.
I started hearing whispers.
Talk to him, Ahsoka.
As heir to the Empire.
All right, we got Thrawn. Okay.
What
Heard he was
happens when
coming.
you find Thrawn?
Power. Such as you've never dreamed.
I've spent most of my life fighting a war. That's why I'm trying to convince you to help me prevent another one.
Hey, this look good
You and I
already.
both know who could help you with this.
She's still just as stubborn as ever.
I bet your master found you difficult at times.
Anakin never got to finish my training. I walked away from him, just like I walked away from Sabine. You never made things easy for me.
I know this look good for the Rebels fans.
Oh, yeah.
As a Jedi, sometimes you have to make the decision no one else can. But I'm counting on you to see this.
I still actually have to watch that series. I heard it's good, though.
Nice haircut.
I haven't seen it.
Sometimes we have to do what's right, regardless of our personal feelings.
Buckle up.
Visually appealing.
Oh, yeah.
If we don't stop Thrawn, everything will be in vain.
I've heard so much about him.
You have no power.
Anakin spoke highly of you.
I'm not here to discuss my past.
We have a lot of work to do.
Once a rebel, always a rebel.
And we got Mandalorian.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's going to be a crossover. With I want to say she already came in the Mandalorian.
Absolutely. I've been watching the Mandalorian like crazy. That's good. That now, okay. Right. Is Disney going to okay? All right, so there's been some hit or misses with the Disney shows. Like Boba Fett, people did not fuck with Boba Fett.
Yeah, so people said Boba Fett felt like it was made to just correct
the
last scene in the Mandalorian. That's all it was like.
It low key, it kind of the only reason Boba Fett is even I think that show was just trying to build on to the legend of him, and it probably should have been a prequel show.
Yeah,
I think so. A young, you know what I'm saying, Boba Fett doing blah 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 blah. I know they wanted to keep like their OG character from the movies and put him in there, but he's old, can't do so much stuff. They should have just went, you know what I'm saying, and made it like, you know, CGI his face, made him a little younger so he can still be his character, and then go like a prequel show for it, because it fell flat for me. I watched it, but it fell flat for me.
Yeah, so I see where they were going with. I feel like it could have been either right after he crawled out of the Sarlacc or something along those lines, and how he had to rebuild himself. Or like you said, show him when he was young, because there was actually a game that was supposed to do that before. What was that? LucasArts closed down Star Wars 1313. I think the trailer is still up. Looked amazing, but they canceled it. It was supposed to be like a third-person shooter starring a young Boba Fett.
But what's crazy about that is it literally, like how the Boba Fett series starts off, it does kind of have him coming out the Starlight Pit after the fact, right? And it just is. I think it's supposed to be right. Actually, I think it's supposed to be.
Is it right after
that? I think it is, but he's still. I don't know. He's old in the joint. I'm confused. Yeah. It's been a while. I only watched it like once, but maybe I'm wrong on stuff like that. But it could have been. You know what? Bump it. They just shouldn't have did it. It should have did it way better, because the Mandalorian is a way better show. But that's not what we're talking about. We're supposed to be talking about Ahsoka.
Yeah, I know about Ahsoka.
So
I know they finally brought Emperor Thrawn in, and he's from the novels. I
didn't read the
came in the Heir to the Empire series. I think is when he first started popping up. That was like the initial trilogy after that's supposed to take place after Return of the Jedi. But I also want to say one thing. You realize that the Star Wars universe has never seen peace like at all.
Yo, we can't get a slice of life goddamn, just like a comedy for Star Wars, like what they have for Star Trek, like the lower decks or something.
Oh, the
like
lower
that.
decks, yeah.
Yeah, we need to get like a lower decks for like the start for like the Death Star.
Yeah. Oh man. First of all,
yeah, we get lower decks for the Death Star.
Yeah, man. I mean, but it's serious. Think about it. All right, so you get the prequel trilogy. They're at war. I mean, it starts off with like insurrections inside, then all of a sudden there's a war, then a change of government. As soon as you got to change the government, oops, civil war. Damn, all right,
and
cool.
then in a religious cult. It's a lot going on with it. We obviously don't care that much about Ahsoka.
No,
like it looks good though.
Yeah,
it looks good, but I didn't watch the Rebel show. I only watched a little bit of like Star Wars Clone Wars, so I'm familiar with her character.
Yeah, so I always said Ahsoka. There's a few characters that I feel like need to get some shine. There was Ahsoka.
Yes,
there's this character named Dash Rendar. Like if you played the old game on 64, that was the character you played as. Mara Jade, who was supposed to be Luke's wife, but they never brought her in the series. But Ahsoka's always been a fan favorite. And in Rebels, I knew she was in it, but I never watched the show. The only one I watched was when she had like a duel with Vader, and that was kind of it. So,
see, I know a few things about her because I've seen people talk about her before. I do like the fact that she kind of shunned the ways of the Jedi, and like she saw like the flaws in it, and even the fact of her having the dual lightsabers that are white. I know like the whole lineage, the whole story behind that about like she got like the pure joints, like she got the pure kyber crystals or whatever. So I do like that. Yeah.
So her character, it was in again Clone Wars, I think, where she was framed for something, and she was basically trying to explain to them that she didn't do it, but the Jedi were
trying to hit,
like put her in prison behind it, and of course she proved her innocence, and after that, she was like, "Nah, I can't do it." So,
see, I mean, like I said, they have some. It's some good lore to her character, and it made me interested in the character, which made me interested in the show, and that's why we looked at the trailer. That's why I was even like interested in like Star Wars. Star Wars has my attention. To be honest, I'm more of a Star Trek fan than I am a Star Wars fan or whatever. I think of like the politics and all that stuff.
Yeah. I mean, Star Trek has some. Well,
I wish we can get some really good shows again. Like the last good show for me was like Voyager and like and the whole
DS9,
Deep Space Nine, and Next Generation. Those were my shows. That was like my attitude era for like Star Trek. You know what I'm saying? Like that was my stuff.
DS9 was one of my favorites, but the TNG, I grew up with that with my dad. So but yeah, man. We'll see what's up, man. Hopefully it's good.
It looked good.
It looked good. Yeah. Well, they ain't never gonna skip on the production. You know what I mean?
Facts. It looked great. I just hope the story stands up. We don't get another Boba Fett, and it's like another Mandalorian, and we just got something that when it keeps going and keep going and keep going. But let's go ahead and move on to another legacy act, another legacy character, Wonka.
Yeah.
For the Wonka trailer.
All right.
I've spent the past 7 years traveling the world perfecting my craft. You see, I'm something of a magician, inventor, and chocolate maker. So quiet up. Nope, scratch that. Reverse it.
Mr. Wonka, I can see you're a man of great ingenuity.
What are you doing?
I'm making chocolate, of course. How do you like it? Dark, white, nutty, absolutely insane.
Many people have come here to sell chocolate. They've all been crushed by the chocolate cartel. You can't get a shop without selling chocolate, and you can't sell chocolate without a shop.
No daydreaming.
What are we gonna do, Willie?
Huh?
You better not be no Oompa Loompa.
The pencil and paper?
Uh-huh.
I got an idea.
Oh, man.
I know things haven't been easy for you. They're gonna get better.
You promise?
And Pinky
Better
promise.
than
That's the
Oompa
most
Loompa.
solemn vow there is.
Where do we start?
A good chocolate chip is simple.
Where's this? It's just
Weird. What's happening? Who wants a chocolate that makes you fly?
Let's find out, shall we? Who's for a hover job?
Nothing to see here. Just a small group of people defying the laws of gravity.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Gallery Gourmet, my name is Willy Wonka.
He's good. Too good.
Yeah, pretty sure I've gained about 150 pounds in the last 2 weeks.
You could change her life, Mr. Wonka. Change all their lives.
Run away!
It's making me smile.
Good thing
Yeah.
this world started with a dream. So you hold on to yours.
Here we go, Mama.
Mark my words, this is gonna be the greatest chocolate shop the world has ever seen.
Oh, they avoid it.
Funny little man who's been
Okay.
following me.
I will have you know that I am a perfectly respectable size for an Oompa
Hugh
Loompa.
Grant.
Number what now?
Yeah.
Allow me to refresh your memory.
Oh, I don't think I want to hear that.
Too late. I've started dancing now. Once we've started,
Okay.
we can't stop.
Okay. I like it.
Hey, I already know. They gonna hate it. They gonna
Oh,
be like,
yeah.
it's
This is not my Willy Wonka.
not my Wonka. Oh man, you know
That
what?
looks great.
It looked like it's gonna be good. I don't feel like you could do much worse than the Tim Burton version, the angsty Wonka
Yeah,
with
he
the
made
daddy
it.
issues.
He did. Yeah. Okay. It kind of. I think with the Tim Burton one was supposed to be trying to be more like the book.
It was similar, yeah.
Like
Now,
the book
I think, well,
I found out
outside
the
of the
Oompa Loompas
part
was
where
black.
the- Yeah, I think outside of the part where, the Oompa Loompas were supposed to have come from like a little, they're almost like African pygmies or something like that.
Yes,
And it was like,
yes,
oh, that's not gonna go over well. We can't
That's
do
not
that.
going over well at all.
And especially with the people who felt like it was undertones of slave labor, and it's like
It was. They don't feel about it. They was slaves.
I know. I'm trying to give it a pass though.
We was kings. We was kings.
I mean, because I always look at it like, so here's a question I will ask. Is it possible to not really replace, but can you see someone equivalent to a Gene Wilder as Willy Wonka?
Gene Wilder put his stank all over the Wonka movie, and it being that it was so long in between, you know what I'm saying, that movie and then like something else coming from that franchise or whatever. No, he is. It's just like if they had the Batman movie, like the 89 Batman movie or whatever.
Yeah,
and then we just now getting a Batman movie in 2023. Nobody will be able to beat that.
Yeah,
Couldn't shake that because it would just be that OG Batman. So like then he because it was like, if you look at, as a child, you looked at the Wonka movie as like the Willy Wonka movie as like Gene Wilder have the kindest eyes and just being like a very beloved character. Then as you get older, you saw the darkness behind the Willy Wonka character.
First of all, Willy Wonka's factory was a hellscape. Like that's like, whoa, it's like a madhouse.
He was a horrifying human being, bro. And that the most horrifying part of that movie was still kind of scary to me as a kid, but I didn't register it correctly when they was on that boat ride. And
and you seen like the headless chicken or something like that.
And yeah, he was just like, and the spinners came spinning, and he was like, yo, he was doped out of his mind. And all this, in the new one, it kind of like, okay, he's a carefree character, but he basically got these people on hallucinogens or something like that. They're freaking floating in the air and all this.
Hey, maybe the story of Willy Wonka in this is how he kept real cocaine in the or like put like cocaine in.
He left the Coke in the Coca-Cola. He didn't take it out. So all this, we just assumed that's what's happening. They're not really But the whole movie of Willy Wonka is just basically everybody who came into the chocolate factory is laying on the floor unconscious, full of drugs. They was all high as heck on hallucinogens from the chocolate, mushrooms. It's everything magic mushrooms. It was only one Oompa Loompa. It was just one little dude. He worked. He was just one little guy.
Find out that even Oompa Loompa, it was like his little brother or something, and they were just imagining up there.
Some dude named Otis. Some dude named Otis that worked there. He was like, "Ooh, Oompa Loompa." He just got to work in the
editor.
I know people gonna be like you said. People gonna be mad at the movie, or just the character because like it's just fun to be mad at stuff like this.
Of course,
it's they don't want good things.
No, and the thing is people are gonna. I feel like they're gonna say, "Oh, it's why it's so stupid to even put it out." Oh, there's a little black kid. This is woke now. It's like what? Wait.
Oh, absolutely. That's why first I was like, "Yo, please don't let this little girl be the Oompa Loompa," because then we just got.
Oh God, if they would have did, I'd be like, "Come on, man,
come on." But then having her just be in the movie, just having black people in this world and they're not slaves, automatically woke.
Oh, hey, that's automatic woke now. And why? Good question.
Just for existing, the woke virus or whatever. So I mean,
funny, but
they're gonna try to tank the movie. I'm gonna watch it. I hope it does fine. It looks good to me. I don't really see any immediate. The CGI looks great. Hugh Grant at the end is the Oompa Loompa. Fire, even though he's in a glass cage.
Yeah, no, I don't know why that just feel like it fit. Like the voice and everything is like, oh,
it's perfect. And this Oompa Loompa has some agency. You know,
he's aware. He's like,
maybe they're gonna make it seem like he chose the work. They chose the work there, opposed to being carted off by Willy Wonka. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they just want to be there. So hopefully
that'd be better. It's a better sell.
All right. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the topics. We're gonna go ahead and go into going or not going. All right, so going and not going, and we're gonna start it off with the recent news of the Black Panther RPG. Now, there's a Black Panther game in the works from the new studio Cliffhanger Games, who like a subsidiary of EA. Now, with notable developers, they've been picked up for Call of Duty, God of War, and Halo. Now, little is known about the game, but here's a quote from one of the developers. Now, we're dedicated to delivering fans a definitive and authentic Black Panther experience, giving them more agency and control over their narrative than they have ever experienced in a story-driven video game. Now, Wakanda is a rich superhero sandbox, and our mission is to develop an epic world for players who love Black Panther and want to explore the world of Wakanda as much as we do. Now, so my question to you is, what would you like to see in this Black Panther RPG?
Man, one, will we be in more than one place than Wakanda? I feel like Wakanda wouldn't have a lot of stuff popping off in it unless it's being attacked. So,
I mean, it might be. It's some homegrown villains that they would have to do. Like Killmonger is from Wakanda, and not the MCU Killmonger, but he actually can be the Killmonger of the comics, who's actually from Wakanda and actually in Wakanda and has like issues with Black Panther. Then we have, I think it's White Panther. I think it's White Panther. I think it is, or White something, White Tiger or something like that. And then
we have to look it up. Yeah.
Then we have Man Ape, which is M'Baku's character. So he has some villains there, and he might even have to deal with
Oh yeah, get your boy Namor in there. I mean,
Namor. It's some people who run up on Wakanda.
Yeah,
so it's the villains.
I would actually enjoy, especially when you see the way that games like how. Because first of all, shout out to like Rocksteady and how they kind of revitalized and actually showed that superheroes can actually have good games outside of beat 'em ups. Which technically, I guess, would the Arkham series still be considered a beat 'em up, more of a upscale beat 'em up?
I would say that Arkham is beat 'em up perfected.
Okay, yeah. I was gonna say it was either gonna fall in that or the hack and slash minus the swords. So
I mean, yeah, I mean, that's the same thing, ain't it? Like a beat
yeah,
'em
it's
up
kind of the
versus
same thing.
yeah. The beat 'em
Yeah.
up and the hack and slash is just one has a sword, one has fist.
Yeah. And so with that, and then the way that the Spider-Man game's been going, I'm all for seeing a Black Panther game. I feel like as long as you have it where the story is rich and you get to actually explore Wakanda outside of what we got to see in the MCU.
Yeah, I want to see him running around Wakanda just like Spider-Man, jumping from building to building, from floating car to floating car, or whatever the freak. I want to see all the beauty and technology of Wakanda.
Yeah, it would be dope, especially if you're an RPG where you can slowly upgrade your suit and the equipment that you get.
You know they're gonna do that because they're gonna be. I just hope it's not a situation where it becomes like pay to play. Of course, nobody likes that. But I want to be able to like the DLCs is gonna be floating, like the suits and stuff like that is gonna be crazy. Like the OG fursuit, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, because you can see a scenario where they pull in, I don't know, Iron Man somehow has a side mission that he needs your help with, and you go, okay, cool. The Avengers overall need your help, and you gotta do some of those side mission for it though.
I want to see some Fantastic Four. Actually, I don't want the Avengers nowhere near this movie. I mean, this game. I wanted to be, because like I mean, not that I'm okay. I'm not like shitting on the Avengers. I'm just it's other things in the Marvel world that besides the Avengers. There's other.
What about a Storm cameo?
I would like that. I would love a Storm cameo.
Yeah,
that would be hard, and that would sell that game.
Yeah,
that would sell that game.
For a while, they were married for a while.
Yeah, so I would like to see. I don't know what storyline they're going with, but if they are going to go with the whole Storm and Black Panther storyline, I know it's kind of like hit or miss for some people, but I think it'll translate well to the game. If we got mutants involved in this, like to be honest, if Marvel is smart, which I'm assuming they are, they would in like try to put more of the newer characters like they did with the Avengers game when they did with Miss Marvel. You want to introduce the characters that are coming in the game to get people more familiar with them. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, throw some mutants in there by all means. Throw Deadpool in there for whatever reason. You know, just
that would be hilarious. I'm sorry, I would love to see an interaction between Deadpool and
Deadpool and T'Challa will be fire. Now I did see somebody posted on Twitter where dude was like, it's sad to see that, or sad to say that I'm not that when they do this game that you don't even know if it's going to be T'Challa playing the character. My answer to that is, who the hell is it? Who else is going to be?
Yeah,
he only died in the movies because Boseman died.
Exactly. It's like, come on, man.
The Black Panther has been T'Challa and his sister
the entire time
in the comics.
Which, unfortunately, you had to explain that to a lot of people when the last film came out because everybody was like, "Oh my god, they're putting her as." It's like, she did it for a while, right? Like,
like there's precedence to this. They don't say they didn't make this up for the movie. But
so,
anyways, man,
I don't know.
You going or not going, bro? You going?
I'm with it, definitely. Yeah. Hey, man, yeah. As soon as you had brought it, I said, "Oh yeah, I'm with that."
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. All right, moving on. Let's get into Deadpool news. Deadpool 3. All right. Actually, no. I'm sorry. I think I jumped ahead a little bit. Actually, it's supposed to be James Cameron. James Cameron has confirmed that a sequel to 2019's Alita Battle Angel is in the works with multiple sequels in the plans.
All right.
Have you seen Alita Battle Angel? The live
action?
Of
course. Oh yeah.
It's based off of an anime.
Yeah, because remember we were debating on anime translation in the film. I think when we were talking about which film were we talking? We were talking about one film, and I had brought it up as Alita being potentially the best anime film.
I liked it. Well, first of all, to me, I feel like the best anime film that's ever been made is not an anime. It's freaking The Fifth Element.
DBZ Evolution.
No. That is to be played at my funeral to make everyone cry. It's like, I hate that movie. That movie is terrible. I feel like the best one that ever been made is The Fifth Element. The Fifth Element is basically
based on anime?
No.
Oh,
I'm saying it's the best anime
movie.
movie. It's the best anime movie that's not an anime. Like, if you look at that movie is like from frame to frame is an anime. It gives you all the anime feel that you ever could possibly want. It's steam. It's almost not steampunk, but it's like futuristic. You don't think so?
It's fair, because I do feel Lilu kind of gives you some shonen stuff where she starts off kind of, and then she unleashes her power. So yeah, I can feel that.
It's though. Tell me, because this reverse it, flip that movie and turn it into an anime, and tell me it wouldn't be a fire anime.
Oh yeah, nah, that could work. Yeah. But because I love The Fifth Element. I feel like it's one of the most misunderstood films next to Starship Troopers, because it's like people don't know if it's good or not. Like every time you see people who review it, they're like, I don't know how much I like it. And it's also one of the few films where the heroes and the villains never meet.
Yeah, they never cross paths. Like, but their purposes meet, but they never even like. Literally none of the villains. Like even what's your boy name? I forget what his name, but he had like the little glass bowl head thing or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was
I can't never remember
Zork.
his name, bro. Yeah, Zork.
Yeah.
So Zork never meets anybody that he actually going up against, right?
Yeah.
He never meets.
He only meets the priest. Other than that,
and that's a very small part, very important, but very small little meeting they have. Never meet again. The big bad, the big floating, the evil itself never meets any of them. He just get blown out of the freaking sky at the end. Huge spoiler, whatever. You should have seen it, but it's like
first of all, it came out 97, 98.
Yeah, well, come on now. Get out of here. But like, that is like, to me, I feel like it's an anime movie. I know probably a lot of people are going to disagree with me, but if that would, like, you couldn't tell me that wouldn't be in a manga. That's a manga right there. It should, to be honest, they should just go ahead and just make that a manga. I will watch. I will read.
There were so many talks about making a sequel to that film, but it just never happened.
No, I want no
sequel.
No.
I know. See,
no.
You know
not
what?
make a sequel to that.
Again, after seeing the Starship Troopers and the way it went, I feel you on the sequels. Some films don't need it. Same with RoboCop, but
that movie is a drop in time. Like the characters who play the characters, I don't want to see another Ruby Rod that's not Chris Tucker.
Yeah,
that was perfect. But anyways, Alita Battle Angel, I saw the movie. I caught it like on my rental or something like that, maybe a Redbox rental. And I was like, okay, I like how they did the character. It's live action, but it's a little CGI on the face to make her eyes big like in the anime.
Yeah.
It's a little different from the anime, but I feel like the adaptation was fine. We had like a killer cast. Look at the cast. Like the cast was fire.
Yeah.
Now they I don't know who can. I think everybody's dead in the game except for Alita.
I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, while you playing, I do remember because when did I watch? I watched this on same thing. It was like a rental when Redbox was a thing. So
yeah.
I feel like because I think when I was watching, I was like, okay, this is giving me like Astro Boy vibes and Mega Man vibes. So I was like,
yes,
I can dig
it. And they even look at it. Look at the precursor to freaking Blade. Look at Mahershala Ali.
Yeah, Mahershala Ali.
Like Blade in the train. Come on, but you gotta. The movie gotta come back. I don't know if his character died in it, but they be all cyborgs and robots. Bring them back, just because.
They can bring them back. Like robots dying in films are like, who cares? Like just build them back. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Build them back up. All right. So going and not going for Alita Battle Angel.
You know what? I'm open for anything that's not superhero or just something along those lines, which kind of falls into it to an extent, but I think it'll be more artistic. So
the fatigue, man, the fatigue.
Why not?
All right, I'm going. I'm going to the movie theaters to see it when they come out. James Cameron is a wild boy for making so many goddamn sequels for movies that have been out 10 years ago. But whatever.
Yeah. Yeah,
That's
like
his thing.
the sequel to Avatar, where you were like, wait, what else is there to tell? What happened?
Yeah.
Did I miss it?
And what's crazy, right? My wife, she watched it, right? It's a whole story to that. Matter of fact, boom. Me and her got into like the hugest like argument when we first got together. We first started dating and stuff. And I wanted her to watch the first Avatar, and she refused to watch it. And I was like, why would you not watch it? And we got into an argument. She went home, all this crap. Drag out argument over this movie. She didn't watch it for years. She would never look at it. I don't care what it came on. Years later, one day she sat down like a couple weeks ago and watched Avatar. Loved it. Loved the movie. She loved it for no freaking reason. Then she watched the sequel. Then she watches the sequel. She watches it without me. I only catch like the last hour of it. And the hour that it had I was like, this is fire. So
okay.
See,
I've been putting it off, so I might check it out because at first I was like,
rewatch it. I gotta watch the whole thing. It's long as heck, but it's good.
Oh yeah.
And in the water mechanics, James Cameron knows what the hell he's doing, bro.
Hey, look, man.
Look,
the man has had very little losses compared to his wins. One film I think that was probably one of the better films that I don't think a lot of people appreciate was True Lies.
That was true. That was James Cameron.
Yeah, James Cameron was directed that one.
Yo, James Cameron. First of all, let James Cameron do all action movies. Any action movie that come out from now on should belong to James Cameron, James Gunn, and the Russo brothers.
That's fair.
I think everybody else. I don't want to see nobody else do action no more. I'm tired of that. All right, and let's move on, bro. Let's move on, man.
All right.
Let's go ahead and get into a little bit of Deadpool 3. Deadpool 3. Let's check it out. We have
all right.
Now, Deadpool 3 has leaked some behind the scenes pictures and video online showing the much coveted and blue and yellow Chris Claremont Wolverine suit with a little bit of variations. Both Deadpool and Logan are seen in front of a destroyed Fox logo, hinting even more towards a Deadpool kills the Fox universe storyline, being the plot of the upcoming movie. My question to you, my fellow Neche, going or not going for the Wolverine yellow and blue suit?
Yes, because here's the thing. I was actually finally happy when they made Logan and they actually allowed Wolverine to, use the stabby weapons that he has.
Yeah, like let him
yeah. So the part that I always used to argue with people because they'll say, "Oh man, we can't do the costumes because it'll be too silly." Hey man, comic books are silly, and that's why they're fun. Like that's the point. So it's like let them be their characters, let them be them. And honestly, if they want to quip about it, say, "Oh man, this yellow spandex is terrible," which I think they did. I think they made a comment in like the first X-Men. It was like, what would you want? Yellow spandex and stuff like that?
Yes, we were expecting yellow spandex, sir. Yeah. And everybody wanted to be the excuse for that was that everybody wanted to be the Matrix at that time.
Everybody was wearing black leather at the time.
Yeah, black leather was a thing. Everybody's wearing black, is more tactical, yada, yada, yada. But it took away from the individuality of the X-Men, or the superheroes itself, because you don't throw on a black leather suit for Superman.
No,
you know what I'm saying? It was for a while. It was like Superman was the only superhero with color in the movies. Everybody else was in black or black.
That is true.
Literally was just Superman. So
because even Batman's costume initially was black. Blue and gray. And
they made him black. It made him black. And they made him black and gray.
Yeah.
Yes. They didn't do no color for everything was all dark, right? And I'm more of a fan of the idea of this. This looks freaking great. Just seeing Deadpool. I know it's gonna look even better when it's fully in production. but like that looks fire to me. Like this looks a little now. Hugh Jackman looks very old right here.
Come on, man.
He looks very old. You know what I mean? Like he's struggling
man.
with Deadpool right here. But this makes me wonder, one, because Deadpool is tricky. The set Deadpool 2 had everybody thinking that we about to get X-Force. They had they had him in the gray and black suit, even though it was like some fuck shit at the end of the movie that made it like that. But they had him in all this. It's like, oh, X-Force, we about to get full. We got all the X-Force characters. It's about to be a crazy action-filled movie.
And they killed them all.
In like the first 15, 20 minutes of the movie, they're dead. Everybody's dead except for Domino. I don't know. I know there's so many rumors around all the characters that's supposed to be in this movie. Mm-hmm. Like they like all the characters that have been in previous superhero movies is tied to Marvel and Fox. Yeah, are in danger of dying in this movie. And I want to see it.
It wouldn't be surprising because wasn't it at the end of 2 where he went and killed his Fox version off the first version?
That's kind of how he started off. Like he killed off the first Wolverine, Deadpool, or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not Deadpool. I don't know what we'll call that thing. It was.
Side note. What the fuck were they thinking?
I don't know. Maybe somebody played Mortal Kombat. It was like, yeah, Deadpool is Baraka.
Yeah, make this motherfucker Baraka.
Yeah. What? I don't understand.
Like I saw, because I remember when I saw it, and I saw what they was trying to do. Like when they was on top, and he was fighting Sabretooth, and he was fighting Logan at the same time. And then when he used Scott Summers, like he used Cyclops beams, first of all, Cyclops beams aren't lasers; it's concussion blast. So, but they made it so when he shot him out his eyes, it burnt the eyes to make the Deadpool look like they was trying to turn him into. And then like this deleted scene at the end was supposed to be like his mouth gets cut, so now he's going to start talking. That's what they were trying to do. They were trying to set up Deadpool to come back later with the costume and explain why it looks that way.
Why he was deformed, I guess.
Yeah, and then also like how the eyes like black. They were trying to make it seem like that was the reason why his costume looks that way. It was over explaining it when Deadpool, like the movie shows you that Deadpool does not need a lot of explanation. He just does things.
Yeah, it's like,
yeah.
Oh God, I mean, yeah, it's a moment where it's like, please, that's where you got to show the executives, hey man, there's a door, we got it, don't worry about it.
They don't know shit. The executives have never. I'm still to this day. I want somebody to show me the movie where the executive note is what made the movie great. Like the creative was fucking the movie up, and the studio sent down some notes and said, "Hey, do this instead," and it made the movie great.
Hey, I would love that. If you know that, please drop a comment, because I would love to know that little tidbit, because I don't think that's ever happened.
They don't know shit. All right. They never have, man. All right. And let's moving on. Let's go ahead and hop into some more superhero shenanigans here. We have the Superman Legacy movie, powered by former Marvel director, writer, now DC head James Gunn, premieres cast and characters for upcoming feature film, with cast forming what is basically the new Superman movie. I messed that whole thing up at the end.
Hey, it's all good.
Cast forming together. So like that, what are your feelings on the new Superman Legacy cast? Are we going or not going?
So I'm interested in Nathan Fillion as the Green Lantern. That's interesting.
Yes, and he's playing the Guy Gardner Green Lantern.
Oh, he's playing Guy. Oh, you know what?
He's playing Guy Gardner.
Where's the red top and him with the vest and stuff? I guess they'll do all that.
They probably gonna what I'm saying, I'm pretty sure he's fine with like flipping it around a little bit. Like hopefully they don't make his hair like bright red. You know what I'm saying? Like a natural red hair tone or something like that.
Yeah.
But
I
for me,
I love Nathan Fillion as an actor because
yes.
I first seen him in this in the TV series Firefly, and I think from there I've liked almost everything he's done.
And I didn't catch Firefly till after I saw what's the name of that movie?
Which one?
What's the name of that damn movie? The Firefly movie.
You are talking about that is crap. How did I
can't think of it right now. Hold on.
Serenity. There we go.
Serenity. Yeah, boom. Serenity. After I saw Serenity, then I was like, it's a good movie. And then I found out later, like on the internet, that it was based off of the show.
Mm-hmm.
Now I watched the show a little bit. I didn't really care for it like that.
Really?
I did. I did. Well, I probably have to like look at it again because it didn't catch me. It didn't hold my attention.
Okay.
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like,
I would say give it another shot. I know
Yeah.
for a lot of people it's jarring because it's a Western / sci-fi, and you know,
I'm cool with
some
that.
people were like, yeah, some people were kind of turned off with that a little bit, but you know,
I'm probably going to rewatch Firefly again to give it a chance.
Yeah. Hey, it's only one season. You could go through that in a weekend.
Yeah. But see, for me, go ahead. But go ahead.
Oh no, but I was gonna say I'm open for DC giving the other characters shine. Because the problem that I see with DC is outside of their animation, film wise, you only get Batman. That's it. Only get
Batman, Superman, and recently Wonder Woman. They go the Holy Trinity over and over again, and like they don't have a slew of characters.
Yeah, but
we
like
can
even
all
if
identify with.
But even if you do Superman, though, the biggest trilogy or series of Superman was with Christopher Reeves. After that, the next Superman film didn't happen in 2000 with
and everything else is
Brian
Batman.
Roth.
Everything else is Batman.
Yeah, everything else is Batman. So they tried to Watchmen and all that, but you know,
but the Watchmen is barely DC.
It is. It's DC by affiliation.
Yeah, it's barely DC. It fit well in the DC like lexicon, but it's not DC for real.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
And so
it's the whole thing.
Outside of their cartoons, you don't get to see the two versions of Blue Beetle, which I think the Blue Beetle movie is supposed to come out here soon, or
they dropped another trailer for it. But it's all but the thing about it is it was supposed to do Blue Beetle and Booster Gold. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I was looking forward to that because like it's supposed to be like a buddy cop like comedy type thing or whatever, which would have been fire because that was what hold on. That's what they was promised when they was talking about all these different slated comic book movies is that they were going to do them to kind of keep it fresh. They were going to have it comic book, but with different genres. You know what I'm saying? Which would have kept it fresh, but I think they've been failing at doing that. Like Marvel for sure. They haven't been like locking that down like they should have been doing. Like it should have been like a horror movie, Ghost Rider movie by now.
Yeah. Just like why can't I get a horror Constantine film? Or
they really like but people want that Constantine too though. But because Keanu Reeves wants to bring that back. I don't want him there.
Okay, so all right. I don't know if I want Keanu to do it though.
I don't want him there. He looks weird without a beard, bro. He looks weird.
I like the guy who did the voice, the one that actually did the TV series.
Perfect.
Which
he's freaking perfect
because he does that and he does the voice acting for the character.
He can actually sound British.
Yeah,
we can actually have a British one like Keanu Reeves. Constantine was good. I do love that movie, but I don't want him to come back as Constantine. One. He's gonna have to shave his beard. He looks weird without a beard. When I saw Bill and Ted 3, it looked so weird without the beard, bro. It just so him and Kel need to keep their beards on their face.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's old. We don't need him in that no more. Yeah, he can have a cameo.
Yeah, and I'll appreciate that if they were to do that. But again, where's my Jon Stewart Green Lantern TV series?
But speaking of black characters, right now, I do like the we got a little get back here. What's your guy's name? Edie Gathegi.
I think so.
I'm sorry if I messed it up, bro. We got American brains over here. Edie Kafegi, as Mr. Terrific. I'm kind of happy that he got this redemption story because they did Darwin in the Marvel movie fucking terrible. The X-Men new class, they did Darwin dirty as hell in that. Now I wasn't familiar with his character at first, but when I went back and started seeing like what Darwin could do, it was no way he was supposed to go out like that. No way. And I hope they address that in Deadpool 3. I hope they address that in Deadpool 3. I want to see him in that movie. I want him to just pop back up like that, like his power just brought him back just for that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like his power just made him seem like he disappeared and then he showed back up away from all the danger.
Yeah.
Of the Marvel universe. You know what I'm saying? So I want him to pop up at the end credits of Deadpool 3. Like after everything, after he killed the Fox universe, I want him to pop up and be like, "Whoo, I survived."
that's probably how they resurrect all characters. It's like, oh man, that was wild.
Yeah, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? I want him to bring it back. So they got him. And I think it's supposed to be more. It's not just, it's a lot going on in the Superman Legacy, Jones. So maybe there's a lot of cameos, but then they also have what Merced was it Isabella Merced as playing Hawk Girl.
Yeah. And I like because like when they brought Hawkman in your what was that, the
Shazam.
Yeah, when they brought him out,
I'm dead though.
Yeah, I know. Just like I love the casting that they did with Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate. I felt that was perfect casting.
That was solid. That was solid for Dr. Fate. Even though he was now I'm only familiar with Dr. Fate from like the animation, and I'm like, why he keep taking his helmet off?
Well, we know how that goes, man.
I'm sick of that
we
shit,
pay
man.
these actors X amount of dollars. We're not going to take their helmets off.
If they not getting paid extra money, nigga, cut it out. If they don't get paid extra money, if they say like if there's a situation where you don't get paid enough money because your face is not being seen, okay, I get it. Yeah. It's a whole financial thing. But if it's not that, we don't like when they did Dredd and he never took the head off, the helmet off. That was perfect. It was exactly the character doesn't take his helmet off.
But
he's
I also think what's my guy, because he's the one that also plays Billy Butcher. But I think he's more committed to those characters because he's also a comic book fan. So he understands
how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. It's like no one wants to see RoboCop constantly take his helmet off.
No,
but
he's Robin.
Exactly.
We don't need this right here.
Yeah. But my question would be: did they say who was playing Superman? Because I know they said Henry Cavill was out.
Henry Cavill was out, and they found a clone because the dude who playing Superman, I forgot we're supposed to be bringing that up. I had the picture here somewhere, but the dude who's playing Superman looks exactly like Henry Cavill, but just younger.
Oh, okay.
And they actually finally got a fine Lois Lane because the last few Lois Lanes haven't been like fine. Let's keep it true. Like it hasn't been like just like when they did when they switched out Katie, was it Katie Holmes and
Katie Holmes with that other lady? I don't even know her name.
Shorty. They put. I'm sorry, bro. And I'm gonna go ahead and just say like I ain't the finest nigga on earth. But she was so mid that you trying to tell me that Batman was throwing his entire life away for Shorty? No.
See, look, Dojo, man. It's all about the connection, man. You know,
bro, there's a Catwoman out there, bro. Catwoman was out here fine as hell. And you think I'm gonna throw myself? No, I'm moving on. I'm moving on, yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm going, yo. I can't wait to see the movie.
Again, I'm always for them trying to introduce new characters and allow them to get some shine because I feel like the comic book realm needs those characters to get some time in there. So
yeah, it needs some freshness. That's why everybody's so like. I think for Marvel, people are getting tired of the Avengers.
That's fair,
right? I think people are tired of the Avengers. This whole Avengers storyline should have, to be honest, the Avengers storyline should have died and dusted when the world got dusted at the Endgame. That should have been it.
I think
And
so.
then everything else should have been leading. Everything else should have been leading towards the X-Men. That's it. Move on. Fine. They should be moving on to the X-Men and Fantastic Four, other teams, and then you could probably swing back to the Avengers later. But it need to be moving to other stuff, and that's why people are so stale because like we seeing the same characters over and over again. It's over.
That's like I think they blew their load too quick with Ultron.
Yes, Ultron should have been brought back.
Yeah,
Ultron should not be there. Like they held the whole thing of like killing characters off, killing villains off. Mm-hmm. That trope should have been over with. Like we shouldn't get that no more.
No, we hope not.
Let these villains live.
Stop writing these characters where you just can't relate to them, where they just do just the most heinous of crimes, and you're like, yeah, they had a point, but he did like slaughter a bunch of folks, though. I don't know if I can go with that. You know what I mean?
Like, okay, on the recent Guardians of the Galaxy 3, that villain was evil. Mm-hmm. I didn't necessarily identify with his evilness, you know what I'm saying? But he was evil, and I enjoyed him. I don't always have to identify with the character, but I think that some of the best characters, the best villains, you identify with their why they did it.
Yeah, because I mean, unless you got a character that's evil for evil's sake, which again, one of my favorites, Emperor Palpatine. He's just happy being bad. I feel him. That's it. It's like cool. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
But if that's all you got, after a while, you're like, okay. Sure.
Yeah, I need something. Especially if they're going to be like, okay, if it's a one-off character, he doesn't have to be. You don't have to identify with his evilness. No. But if it's a character that's going to keep coming back, you should have something. Because, well, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm about to put my foot on my mouth. The Joker.
Okay.
The Joker is, by all means, he has no rhyme or reason for why he's like this.
Well,
but he's
charismatic. The Joker would say his goal is to just be the opposite of Batman. His goal is to actually prove to Batman that his philosophy sucks, and at the end of the day, nothing really matters. And that's why that's what he always said the joke is. The joke is you care, but in reality, nobody else does.
Okay, you know what? I like that. I like that. I'll roll with that. Yeah, I'll roll with that. That is true because like I guess you can. It is now, actually, if you look on the internet, it's plenty of people who identify with the Joker. Yeah. So you're right. You're right.
Yeah, because that's the reason why every time the Joker can identify who Batman is, he's always like, no, that'll ruin the joke. It'll no longer be funny anymore.
Well, okay. Well, speaking of things that we can identify with that are no longer fun anymore. All right, let's go ahead and switch over to tinfoil hat conspiracies.
Oh boy.
Right. Jamie Foxx. And I'm not even putting my tinfoil hat on today. We're gonna keep it real. I'm not because usually I'll be podding and I just want to like go into it, but this is go ahead with a little bit of respect. All right, there were rumors of a stroke fresh on everyone's mind. Actor, singer, all-around beloved entertainer Jamie Foxx has recently been seen about town playing golf and boating and saving a random lady's purse in the streets of LA. Now, with all the rumors swirling, putting him in trouble with Hollywood elites like Diddy and company, and are having bad reactions to the COVID vaccine, or him hiding from celebrity scam allegations. There's also rumors
scam allegations. We trying to sell Bitcoin or something?
Nah, it's actually a little jump from a TikTok thing they were talking about. Was like they were saying like there was like a group of celebrities were involved in like some like PPP loan type something like in that realm, and that he was kind of like, you know what I'm saying, involved and kind of like this is part of that or something like that. I forget what it was, but it's if anybody's interested, is on Nosy Bystander on TikTok was talking about it. And it was something that was posted about something that was like, exactly. Something that was they was talking about on Hollywood Unlocked, right? But if it comes out later, we'll discuss it. But and also there's rumors of a stunt double making rounds to fool the public. That's the conspiracy that this man has shaved his head and is running around pretending to be Jamie Foxx at a glance.
Okay.
So maybe I put a little bit. Hold on, it's a little bit. It's a little bit.
This is a smidge.
A smidge. Let's put a smidge of tinfoil here. Is this Jamie Foxx? Is Jamie Foxx good?
Man, so it was kind of weird how it all happened. I remember there was just, I think his daughter came out and said he was in the hospital or something like that, like earlier this year, and nobody knew anything about him. Like she'll just give like updates, and then all of a sudden he's out, but nobody's seen him, and then all of a sudden he's popping up.
Like all these random spots, like it's always like over there.
Yeah. Like, oh man, James was having tacos, or
over
man,
there.
He pulling a Where's Waldo, like he just like
over there. He's saving that lady's purse over there.
That story was wild. I was like, wait, what?
I don't know. I might be down to believe that it might not be Jamie Foxx, bro. Because like, why? Okay, like Jamie Foxx, like why is he so elusive right now?
I mean, it's a good question. I don't know, man. Because but to say you're gonna pay somebody to pretend to be him is all right. Here we go. Jamie Foxx is secretly a Skrull. Is how he started.
You know what? Okay, all right. Yes, Jamie Foxx is a Skrull because it's a very good possibility that Jamie Foxx did indeed have a stroke, and his body is still going through rehab, and a lot of the money and success that's built around him involves him being okay.
Yes,
and if things aren't okay, then it's going to ruin whatever he has in the pipe that's coming up later on. So they need him to seem like he is okay. So they have now this guy right now looks like evil, goofy Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, Bizarro Jamie.
Bizarro Jamie from far away, about half a mile down the street, squinting your eyes and turning around really fast. That's Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
Right? So if you bald that head and keep him like, you know what I'm saying, like, because he seems like he's in shape. So you bald that head, put him in some fancy clothes, obviously give him a better haircut. He could possibly come off, especially if you're doing the beard thing. He might be able to fool you really quick in little bites of him being Jamie Foxx. Because him being on a boat waving or whatever, him playing golf, none of this stuff is him doing the interview. He has now we don't deserve to know what's going on with Jamie Foxx in reality. No, his family and friends are the only ones who need to know this information. We're just on the outside looking in, but there's plenty of reasons why we already know that people have like fakes of each other.
Yeah,
we know this happens.
Shopping for him or something like that.
Yeah, we have that. We know these things exist. It may not be him specifically, his stunt double, but it could be somebody who looked like Jamie Foxx who could you could probably, I could see why they would do this. Or maybe Jamie Foxx can only function well for a short amount of time.
Man, there's probably some cat named Franklin, and he was just walking down the street.
Franklin Fox.
He was minding his business, and people were like just taking pictures. Hey, don't you like, hey, Jamie?
Remember the fake Drake?
Yeah.
It's possible. It's very, very possible that Jamie Foxx is out here. He's at home and he's not able to get around, or maybe he is able to get around in short stints. He gets in the car because, like, the idea of him not doing interviews but stopping to save some random lady's purse, give it to her, and then she does an interview saying that this was Jamie Foxx. That gives staged.
It feels strange.
It does. It gives big stage. It does.
Hey man, I just hope he's doing well because I know there's a couple films. Because wasn't he also supposed to? Well, it was rumored. I think he was supposed to play in the next Spawn film if they ever got greenlit.
That was Spawn, yeah. It was supposed to be a Spawn movie that they was trying to make for him. I think
he was doing a
necessarily
Tyson
care
film
for
too.
it. Yes, he had a Tyson joint in the slot, and but see, okay, one with Jamie Foxx, I wanted him to him playing Spawn was fine for me. With the Spawn movie, they was mostly going to be focusing on the detectives.
Yeah.
Twitch and I can't think of his name.
I forgot the big guy name, but yeah,
but it's supposed to be focusing on them, which I didn't like.
I don't like that either.
No, like give me the straight Spawn origin story again.
Yeah, even though I hate that they left them out of the original film, but also the original film was PG-13, which
Sam and Twitch
help kill it. There we go, Sam and Twitch. There we go.
Yeah.
Because one, I every so often I go back and watch the HBO show. I don't know if you ever watched all of it.
I have.
I remember as a kid, I used to have to try to sneak and watch it because my dad was like, "No, it's not a kid's cartoon."
That's crazy. That's a crazy joke to watch as a kid. Yo, it's crazy.
I know. But
crazy.
think about it. Like when we were younger, all the adult stuff was marketed to kids. How old were you when you see RoboCop?
Oh, bro, I seen everything I was supposed to see as a child. I went to the movie theaters and saw New Jack City.
Exactly. So
I was
all the I remember watching stuff like Soul Food and things, and when all the sexy parts came
Garbage
on,
Pail Kids, all that stuff.
Close your eyes. You know,
I was in there watching everything I wasn't supposed to look at. It wasn't no closing eyes. I was just in there just like I'm just watching all of it as a kid, absorbing all the terrible stuff.
Be like, yeah, I got my eyes closed.
Bruh, that scene, matter of fact, I'm gonna say this real quick before we wrap it up with Jamie Foxx. That scene in RoboCop when Foreman's dad got melted by the guy. No, it wasn't him. No, the other guy.
It was one of his lackeys. The
lackey got melted by the acid and then the toxic waste, and then he just exploded, bro.
Yeah, when he got hit, he got hit by a car and just like splashed over the wheels. It's like, oh.
That whole movie was wild.
I swear I watched it because it came out. Wow, date myself. It came out the year I was born.
Yes.
And I think I watched it at like 5, and I was like, RoboCop's awesome. You know?
Right. All that stuff was wild. Right? I watched all that stuff on VHS. We was watching everything we weren't supposed to see. But anyway,
but yeah, man. You know, hopefully Jamie's doing all right. Hopefully he recovers.
Shouts, thoughts, and prayers to Jamie Foxx. Whatever's going on with that man, I hope everything turns out great. I hope he comes back to the world being whatever he is. I hope whoever's acting as him gets a very nice paycheck. And let's just move on. All right, so let's get into headline news and just wrap this up. Let's go ahead and get into can you survive a cucking? Lena the Plug's reaction. All right, so Lena the Plug tape hits the internets and the hip hop world reacts. Now, after watching the tape for research purposes of only, of course. Adam 22 only for research. Adam 22 has officially become the Cuck King of media. Thoughts? Are we yucking his young?
Cuck King of media. That's hilarious.
The Cuck King of media. And are we yucking his young? And does this even matter?
Oh boy, man! Look, I feel like one. It takes a very, very special dude to see his old lady like that, bro. Let me pull it back. Hold up. Like, it takes a very, very special man,
bro.
And I don't know if I'm built that way though. Personally,
I'm not. I don't got it in me, bro. I thought maybe as a youngin' that maybe I was like, the idea of like being like in a swinger type thing or whatever. I thought I was built for that. I don't got it. I cannot see my wife, my girlfriend looking like that, bro. That's crazy.
Yo. All right. Here's where all the male immaturity comes in.
Bro, let's go. Let's get immature.
Like, how you come back from like you knew he split her in half, and then you got to just go in regular. Like you got to like
Yo, that dude, the dude, Jay, whatever his name is, was talking so reckless. Is that part of the cuck? Because that it got to be part of the cuck. Because he was talking so reckless after this. He was just like, yo, he stretched her out. He said that he said like you could tell that she ain't had a good stretching in a while. And
well, he said,
yeah.
Yo.
Oh, see, you know what?
Yo. Now you gotta fight him. I'm sorry.
Yo, he was talking. He was like, "Yo," he said that she ain't had a stretching like that. He pulled in there like when he docked, you know what I'm saying, into her ship or whatever. It was like it was a tight fit. It was like it hurt. That's how he said it hurt. That's how tight it was. And you know what I'm saying? He basically had to work into it. And then like she talking like she how she's speaking on it after the fact was on some like this was like an experience. This is like almost like this is the greatest sex she's ever had type thing. This is beyond cucking, man. This is
bro. Like
you cheated on me.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's over, bro. I'm sorry.
I'm saying
a professional went in there and say, "Oh man, shoot, you ain't doing this right. Let me show you how to do this, young bud."
And you know what? That's where I think the difference is made. You don't cuck with a professional.
No,
you gotta go find you a random cat from like Dave and Buster's or whatever that you want to smash your chick because your girl like him or something. Like you can't go get the dude who got porn dick. Porn dick.
Nah, you can't get a poor dude either, bro. Because you know, when you were poor, you was out here giving it your best game.
Oh yeah, you can't get it.
He might need a place to stay that night. So
yeah, he gotta be success. Okay, he gotta be well adjusted.
Hey man,
he gotta be well adjusted.
That's a job interview.
Yeah. He'd be tired. Like he tired from some time. Like he don't really want to do it, but he knows that he'll do it. He like oh, she fine. I'll smash. But like he ain't out here like you know what I'm saying. Him got nothing to prove. You can't have nobody who got something to prove, and you can't have nobody professional. You gotta be right in the middle.
Yeah, you gotta get you a tired old middle class white guy named Stanley.
Oh yeah, no black guys, no black guys. If we cucking, no black guys, no black guys. It gotta be like we gotta get strictly Middle Eastern, Asian, Wahite. Like we gotta go there.
Yeah, somebody who tired at the end of the day. They
Al Bundy. I want an Al Bundy. Al Bundy can cuck. Yeah, that's it. I'm finding Al Bundy. What's your boy name? Steve doesn't stay next door.
Oh yeah, Steve.
Who else I'll allow? What's Peter Griffin?
Yeah. They ain't no yeah, you gotta avoid the quagmires. You can take
no quagmire, no quagmire. No. I was gonna say Homer Simpson, but Homer got something. I think Homer got that dumb dick. No, we can't have.
Hey man, because he a little slow, so all he got to offer is a good time.
Yeah, he probably got like a whole baby arm in it. We cannot have no Homer Simpson.
Look, man. Hey, he broke. Hey, somehow he smashed himself into some rich because remember I think Mars came from
no, that's Peter Griffin. Peter Griffin. What? You might have a point. Hold on. Peter Griffin. Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah. I think Mars also came
Lois
from
had money.
Yeah. So they weren't as rich as
they was upper middle class.
But they was doing all right.
Yeah, upper middle class. You know what? You might have a problem. You might know what Cleveland. We going to Cleveland Brown. Cleveland Brown, he's the only exception on the brothers. I'll let Cleveland come in. You know what I'm saying? He's fine. Because I like his voice alone, I'm like, okay, I feel a little bit better about it. Because he can't talk sexy into her ear. It goes sound like, well, like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But just looking at this picture in the video, if anybody ever seen the video, even though I think they scrubbed it off of Twitter.
Did they?
It's not on Twitter. It's not on Twitter no more. You can't find the full length video unless you do some digging. Like by name, you can't find it on Twitter no more. It's gone.
Okay.
It's on Reddit.
Oh yeah, but everything's on Reddit.
Everything. I mean, good luck scrubbing that off Reddit, sir.
Yeah, that's on like thousands of forums right now.
Yeah, you people know how to code on Reddit. You're not getting that.
Yeah.
That's forever.
Hey,
Which makes me wonder, why would he even do that? Because I know they're supposed to be doing it for money, but once it hit the internet, it was free after that.
Bro, there's no money in porn like that, bro. Not unless you selling it like on the side. Well, let me phrase it. The problem with the porn industry is the way we look at sex work is very atrocious here in the US. So there's no protections. There's no like, you don't have the same protections like if you put Ninja Turtles on the internet. That's stuff will get it'll snatch that up with the quickness. So they don't have like some of the same copyright laws. Associated.
Because to be honest, like all like Pornhub and X Video, they should have been took down. Like if there was like them anime sites, they snatched them anime sites down. And once they get enough of evidence or whatever. But like for the like Pornhub, all them spots, you would think they start to pay the creators now. But before they have like, you know what I'm saying, this randomness up there is nothing.
Yeah.
So
but that's the same issue you get with the OnlyFans stuff. It's like as soon as somebody purchase
it's over.
Subscription.
It's
screen sharing.
But they got that DMC, the DMCA stuff kind of helps with that. So if you do it the right way, you can protect yourself a little bit. But they just name it a different thing, and it just be out there.
Yeah, they'll just name it like, hey, yo, I got the new Power Rangers joint, and then you pop it. You know what I'm saying? It would be like the top good Power Rangers parody or something like that. Power Rangers parody porn. That's like the PPP porn. God.
I don't know, man. Though my man doing this thing, Adam, salute. You got your queen out here. Would you wait until you got married for her to start doing this cut porn stuff? But hey,
I mean, it does. I know this has always been a question. And again, this is the immature brain of me, and
we immature right now.
Being married to a porn star, bro, how would it work? I know some people can do it. I get it. I'm thinking about it for me, though. I'm like, could I do it?
I don't know. Okay, you can only immaturity. You can only do porn with other guys my size.
Okay.
You can't go above. You cannot go above and beyond. It's only gonna have to be like, and when we do it, we're gonna have to stand next to each other.
We gotta stand side by side and be like,
and right before the cameras turn on, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and stand over here. All right, okay, good, you go now. And then also, I think I think I could do it. I mean, to be all friends, I could do it if I'm in porn. If I'm doing porn too, then sure.
Okay.
I think that, and I have to meet you in porn. You cannot be. You ever seen the movie X?
X die.
Okay. X is a horror movie, right? But it's like, okay, these spoilers for X if you haven't seen it. But X is a horror movie, and it's like based in like the 70s, like probably 70s, early late 70s, early 80s, and it's like this group of pornography actors are looking for a location. They found that location in like this this farm, and they shoot a porn there without the owners knowing. Like they rented they had like a farm Airbnb. Like they rented it out for like the weekend, and they shooting the porn in there. And not to spoil too much of the movie, but there was a character in it that was the director of the movie, and his girlfriend was like the camera, or she held like the boom mic, right?
Yeah.
But then she's watching the movie and watching them make the porn, and then how they're talking about it, how freeing it is, and they all like and her boyfriend is acting like this is all this regular. It's no big deal. They're acting, right?
Yeah.
She wants to get in the movie. And so like she gets in the movie. This is crazy. She gets into the movie right now. She never did porn before. She's never been anything like this at all. So she gets into the movie, and then he's doing the scene, like he's watching the joint, whatever, right? When she finishes this joint, he is destroyed.
Oh yeah,
he is destroyed. He was like on the ground crying, like Like he is destroyed. Like his whole like his violated.
Yeah, I just want the ladies to understand, man.
Yeah,
it's something to see your girl. And I know I hate to say it because it's they're not your possession. I get that. I understand. I believe
different creatures, bro.
I don't know if I could watch it like her with someone else. It'll be something like you'll have to come in and say, "Hey, I did a movie. All right, I'm never talking about this subject ever again." But good job.
Right. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I had an ex, right?
Mm-hmm.
Me and my ex. Now I did not want to be with my ex no more. I had attempted to break up with her mad times, and we never could get it to happen because I was softer at that time. I was younger. You start crying, I fall apart.
I understand.
Right? And now I'm cold-hearted to that crying mess. That mess means nothing to me because of her, right? Because she seasoned me over and over again, kept happening. So I don't care about crying at all. So but it was a time that we had a discussion, and she told me about the niggas that she had messed with after the fact. She had a discussion out, and I don't know how. I think I was young and dumb. I think I asked the question that many men should never ask, but I asked it anyway.
Wait, hold on. Let me guess. Was it better than?
Yeah, I asked, and she told me. Don't saying like she was like she had never felt this before, and I was like, oh, they killed me, it destroyed me on the inside. On the outside, stern. I was holding it down.
Yeah.
I hold it down.
Like,
I was stoic. I was like, okay, all right, okay, yeah,
interesting.
Okay, well,
yeah. I had better teeth.
It does that from time to time, yes. You know what I'm saying? But on the inside, oh my god, I was 3 years old and somebody stole my toy. That's what it was. I was dying. So so Adam may be out here, and we can put a pin in it right now. Adam may be out here showing you guys that he. You know what I'm saying? He's a soldier. He's a no-limit soldier. It means nothing to him. On the inside, when he saw Jay spread them cheeks and to get the
yo,
switch position. He was probably a whole different zone.
Look, man.
The Cuck King of Media, I don't know, bro.
If he's really good, he's a better man than me. I can say that.
He's a better man than 99% of the world. Because there's very few people who can take that, bro.
Like I said, it takes a special type of man to go through it. I don't feel like I'm that man.
I'm gonna clarify real quick and we'll move on. Men are not built for that because we're not raised to be built like that. We're raised to be a whole different thing. And the idea that women have a strength that they've been raised to have that is way different than us. We're not taught to be like loyal and stand by our woman when she do something like that.
Yeah.
We taught just like, yo, that's the worst thing in the world to ever happen to you. Your woman got banged out by another man. You are less than a man, yada, yada, yada. So we're not built that way. So
and you can just go buy you another woman because history tells us.
Exactly.
That's a story for next time though.
All right, let's move on other headline news. Let's get away from the Cuck King of Media, and let's go ahead and move on to Hollywood on pause.
Right.
The WAG strike. The WAG and SAG strike. Hold on, let me get this Cuck King of Media out of here. We don't need to see that.
They be like, "Oh, you calling?" I'm saying,
hey, low key. They trying to treat them like cuss, man. All right, with the Writers Guild strike moving well into the 3 months mark, with the addition of the Screen Actors Guild joining the fight, and reports of the studios plan to scan and replace background actors in perpetuity with new artificial intelligence software, where do we see the movie television industry future? Can the creators come back from this? Is this the inevitable? And are we fighting progress? Is the death of creativity or the birth of a new? A lot of questions. Let's get some answers.
Okay.
The Writers Guild strike.
All right, so here's what I'm gonna say first. Can you imagine watching a TV series or a film series which requires multiple dialogue, written by an AI?
To be honest, right now, no. I don't want to see that, but I can see that my son and his children would not give a fuck.
And that probably will be it, because I think it also depends on how you've grown up in films. So
Yeah.
I've always even said, because I bring this up to even gaming and even some films, it's like I feel like creativity has been stifled overall. We talked about something like The Fifth Element, which is a very unique film. Can you see something like that coming out now?
No, they don't make
No.
unique films. They make superhero films now.
Yeah, exactly. So we've and same thing with gaming. Think about
Yeah.
the wildest, craziest game that you ever played. It didn't have to be the most graphically sound, but it was fun. You don't get that anymore.
No.
So
yeah.
we're now conditioning people just to accept what's being available. And you only know what you want when you get it. And so if you got younger people coming up and all they know is like AI written dialogue, which is, I would assume, is very, very mundane and not interesting, because
For
how
now.
could that's, I mean, potentially for now, but the way that AI works is just a high-end search bar, and it's the equivalent of you typing out on your phone and it's trying to guess your next word. That is it.
That's the artificial. It's just missing the intelligence.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
But we have to provide the intelligence. And now the next question is who are these people?
Who gonna be doing this?
Because the AI and the technology is only as good as the person who creates it. So now,
go
ahead.
No, but I think that falls on the scabs, right? Because all right, so right now, everybody's on. We got the writers are on strike, and now the actors are on strike.
Yeah.
I don't think the unions are different when it comes, like, I think the Teamsters and all this stuff is like they handle like the behind the scenes stuff. So I think those guys are still they're still good. They're still getting paid whatever they're supposed to get paid. So they're not on strike. But when it comes to like writers, you get some fresh new up and coming writers who haven't signed to the SAG or whatever yet.
Mm-hmm.
They might be down to do it. They get a nice paycheck. You got like 5 or 10 writers who actually down with it in the software that actually can support them. They can tweak it, and then eventually they will get replaced too. But once they get to a point where artificial intelligence is actually intelligent, and we can actually get things to do what they want them to do, their whole plan. We're talking about what's happening now. Their future plans is to X out all creators.
Yes, absolutely.
And
but the future plan is to remove most, if not all, labor from the equation. But there are no plans to, like, for instance, if that were to happen, there is no plan for, okay, what do we do with those people now? How do those people eat? How do those people function? There's no plan for that. And it's always been that way. It's like you go through the entire history of labor in the United States. It's always been very precarious, to say the least.
Right. They don't give a yo. We was talking about this. I'm saying off camera. The idea of a union, people act like everything that we have now is just because the boss wants to give it to us because they're just such nice people. No. The reason you have an 8-hour workday, that you don't have to work on the weekend, all that came through negotiation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, they want that your job, your boss, the people who own the companies, their primary function is to fuck you over.
That's
the best way they can to make the most money.
Yeah, because the way that we do labor here is for instance, no one wants to work at McDonald's. No one wants to provide you customer service like that. You think people want to rate hand and foot for you?
You motherfuckers is rude as shit. Yes, no.
Yeah. I mean, look, I remember when I was younger and I had to work in customers. There's so many times you wanted to choke people, but you can't because you got to eat the next day.
Yeah.
So you can't have a real functional world, because how do you convince people to do the crap jobs?
Bruh, people don't know that they used to whoop your ass at work.
Yeah.
Like, they used to, like, you could like literally, if you tried to go home, they'd be like, no, a work day was not 8 hours. A work day was you work until I get tired.
Yeah,
And
to the
I,
job.
like I have you out here working 13-hour days, no problem. Every day, no Sunday. Oh, you get Sunday off because of church. That was it.
Yeah, that's
you
it.
work on Saturday
Because we
Saturday.
you know, with my opinion, we need you to have this religion so you'll keep coming back.
Yeah, because obviously I don't want you to come back to work and shoot this shit up. So I'm gonna need you to pray to God. I need you to reconnect with God so you don't come back here and wild out and just like hit me up because I'm paying you 50 cents an hour. You know what I'm saying? For a week's worth of work.
But it's just funny how the way we look at time and history is actually kind of interesting. We look at history as, oh yeah, that happened, but that was just a win.
Yeah, like it was mad time. It wasn't that long ago. Your grandparents went through this.
Like, here's the funny part. People don't, like, for instance, take something like child labor.
Mm-hmm.
Child labor didn't end to almost World War II ish,
bruh. And
1930.
Like, I remember. Okay, man, I looked this up. They was talking about like chimney sweeps. Chimney sweeps used to be children, and they would get lost and die inside your chimney a lot. They would just replace it with a new kid. The kid will be lost in the chimney. They won't go get the kid. They just go get another kid.
Yeah. Kids used to work in like maintenance, like those high industrial places, losing hands, losing feet, getting killed. Like it's crazy. The stuff that
the Republicans trying to bring that back. That's a side. That's a whole nother side. They literally, like, was it Minnesota or something like that? Oh, whatever old girl who used to work in
Arkansas.
Arkansas. Yeah, they trying to they you can work. They have children who can work now at McDonald's at like 12.
Midnight.
Yeah, but the yo,
it's crazy. But again, we fail to remember how we got here. Like, things like that always have to be fought for every day, constantly, because if you get complacent about it, you realize it can get rolled back with if the right lunatic gets in.
And we already see how that went.
Just like one last point would also be like the civil rights era. People only talk about the civil rights era as black people just didn't want to get chased by cops, and it's like, yeah, that's part of it. But people forget the labor movement in the civil rights era as well.
Yeah. They want you to remember. They want you to forget that. The companies want you to forget that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like they don't add none of that stuff in the story.
Yeah, because it's easy to say, well, yeah, we should treat people better. That's cool. That's a good sentiment. Oh yeah, also we should.
Who doesn't want to treat people better?
But also we should make sure everybody gets paid fairly and equally, and we should have.
Hold on. Hey, calm that shit down, buddy.
Yeah, how dare you? You know what I mean?
My money has nothing to do with your freedom, sir. You know what I'm saying? Okay, get the fuck out of my pockets.
But no, I just bring up those points because I want people to kind of look into these things. Like, really just go and study up the labor history of the U.S. and you'll realize, dang, it's kind of rough. And for all those people who will say, well, it's like that everywhere, I don't care. I'm talking about us. Hey, talk about it.
You need to be focused on, because first of all creatives, everybody who has a creative mind should be watching this with a microscope, because like all rappers, singers, writers, everybody who literally does anything creative for money needs to be watching this, because when we first saw AI, right? For me, I can speak for myself. I thought that AI and robots and stuff was going to be focused on replacing like the service industry, which makes sense.
Makes sense.
And most people who work in the service industry can pivot to maybe help create robots or some crap like that, right? However it may work. But they're not doing that. They're coming for the creatives. Like nobody thought the first. I was like, yo, people who make like jokes and comedy, they got AI trying to make comedy. They got AI trying to make movies and TV shows. They got AI doing paintings and stuff like that. And that is really fucked up, because you can literally destroy the whole art industry with AI.
Oh yeah, like, because, and I get when people were like, when they were talking about the whole AI art and how that's actually potentially bad, and I was like, oh yeah, I get it. I kind of get what you mean. But it's also like that one video I sent you. It was related to DBZ. About Goku, let Goku die. They actually talked about a show on there. It was called Nothing Lasts Forever, and it was actually like a show similar to Seinfeld that was literally having AI create episodes to just continue forever. And it's like, yeah. And so,
especially with Dragon Ball Z, because it's so repetitive.
Yeah,
you just keep
I know.
But
how again, that kind of goes back to the studio. How many creatives want to create something with a clear start and beginning and end? But executives come and say, no, we have to keep doing this because it makes us money.
And they will.
It don't matter if the story's good.
Mission Impossible is going for 10. I think that Tom Cruise is going to do it until he's dead. Like he don't have to do any other movie. He make all his money doing Mission Impossible movies. He hasn't done anything else.
I mean, Mission Impossible, James Bond, like we said,
Fast and Furious.
You don't have to make good stuff anymore. It doesn't have to make sense.
Fast and the Furious don't even need a script.
No,
them niggas just Vin Diesel strong. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep doing that over at Tyrese. I'm crazy black. You know what I'm saying?
As long as Vin Diesel say family once or twice, it's all good.
Just give us the cars. Just give us the cars, explosions, and cartoonish violence, and we good with that.
Yeah,
and like they're talking about what they're doing with the studios. They're starting. I think that what they're doing, they're testing the waters, like they did with the AI rapper a while ago. They're testing the waters to see exactly how people react to it, right? So the earlier, that's like the beta. They're doing the beta. So the beta now they're trying to do for the studios is we're going to take the background actors, the ones who don't have to say a lot. We can literally just scan their faces. We can obviously do this stuff with CG, right? So we can just use it. Once we create the background, like the crowd, we could do that over and over and over again. Just switch them around so it doesn't look the same. And we never have to pay for another background actor ever again.
Yeah. I think also what happens is they look at actors, they're like, they're rich anyway. Why are they upset? And it's like, no, it's not just the rich ones.
They're not even. First of all, like it's just like any industry. It's only a certain amount of people who make the most money. Everybody else is just making it. You've seen too many actors. You've seen way too many actors just like doing regular stuff on the internet. Like they doing regular stuff because they're basically us. They're not rich. They're just famous. That's it.
Yeah. It's kind of like all the YouTube guys. Like when
they're not
all the
rich.
people on YouTube, YouTube and TikTok, they're not rich. Half of them are roommates.
Yes. A lot of them are roommates. There's very few who are living a lucrative life doing this type of stuff. It doesn't, it's people do it because they like to do it.
Yeah. And
you know
if you like to do something and it has value, you should be able to be paid for it. And it's trying to explain that to the average person that just because you may not see value in it, or you're saying I bring it all back to, they say the same thing like athletes. Oh, athletes, they make too much money. It's like, yeah, because I'm the only one that ain't
rich. And I'm also putting my I could die on this field. I could get paralyzed on this field, especially football players. I could do my ACL could be torn, and then I'm done forever.
Yeah, a lot of them don't even make it to retirement. That's the thing you try to explain to people. So it's like, don't view it as how you view it. Look at overall as a labor movement.
Just look at it like this. Look at it like it's your job. You think about how your job treats you. Like, okay, yeah, they have billionaires out there telling hundredaires that millionaires shouldn't make no money off of their money. What they're making, millions and billions off this stuff, right? And they try to make it seem like they're spoiled.
Yeah,
no,
you're really taking advantage of us.
Yeah, like no, we're the billionaire class is just tired of we're losing. So no, you're not. You it's like the profit margin between what you make and what they make is crazy. Now you got to think about this: how many rich writers are there? Not a lot, bro. They're all gig. They're trying to treat them like gig workers because low key they kind of are. Because like when you're an actor, if you're not getting constantly paid. Once that movie or that TV is over with, you're now unemployed. Yeah, and if you can't find nothing else, that's it.
Yeah, and they, I think Adam Conover from Adam Ruins Everything talked about that because he's a comedy writer,
and he's heavy out there on the picket line.
I think the writers' room actually used to be a lot larger, and it was and they shrank it. And then of course, I hate picking on him, love him, but let's keep it real. TP. I remember when he came out, I was like, oh yeah, I write all these scripts by myself. I don't have no
Tyler
writers.
Perry.
And he's like, and it was like, oh, okay, that makes sense now.
Tyler Perry is best. I promise you, he's out there looking at the idea of AI. He's looking at that.
I mean, to be honest, I think AI can write a Medea film.
I'm talking about it can do it right now with the same predictive crap they got right now. The Google search.
Come on, man.
AI could do I could do a Medea sketch right now. Hold on. Light skinned man, good. Dark skinned man, bad.
Yeah. Hey, look, that woman, or Medea runs for president. That's what we're
Medea runs for president. While she's running for president, she saves a woman who's on crack, who's married to the bald-headed man from Law and Order. She married to what's your boy name? Duke. Dude from the Predator movie, the Duke something. I forget his name. The bald head black. You want to say like, you know, fucked up, right? You know you're fucked up, right? So she married to him.
Yeah. I know you.
She married to him. He's an asshole to her, and then she meets Michael Ealy. Michael Ealy happens to be who works at an auto body shop. He a plumber. He a plumber, and then he comes in and he meets her, and then he sweeps her off his feet, and then she leaves Duke by himself without all his money, and she meets up with the Michael Ealy character, and they have children in a happily ever after, and Medea shoots a gun 5 times.
Yeah. As they find out that she won the presidency, and now we have the Medea timeline.
Yeah, and she shoots somebody in the ass on the wall and on White House lawn. Boom, there we go.
Yeah, let's do it.
Movie done. Movie put it in the can. In 5 days, we done. Movie's over.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'll say that if you're tired from any film that's going to challenge you or present some, or it's just actually good, then yeah, sure, pull for AI.
Let me get a little pushback before we go. All right.
Okay.
Is this inevitable? Are we fighting progress? Is this what we're supposed to be doing?
I personally would say no. I would say that technology can be utilized in any way that we try to that we want. Sure. Again, I'm familiar with machine learning and AI, and I do feel like mundane tasks that can be pulled away from people because it's just tedious, or even some just like robotics. If it's a dangerous task that we don't want people doing because it's dangerous, absolutely. But I also believe that we then also must structure society to be able to take care, because the goal is to also make sure everybody's good to go at the end of the day. Like it makes zero sense to make these technological advances and then leave everybody behind. Like that's not going to cause harm.
Like if anything in this situation, that's in Shangri-La, in Euphoria, in a world that we wanted to be.
That made sense.
It would be a button that we hit. We build up AI to the point where it can support all industries, and then we hit one button one day that nobody has to go to work. But eventually, it's going to be a situation where how it really will be in reality will be that it slowly ticks along and takes out all these industries to the point where it's 1,000 years from now when humans don't work and robots do everything. Or there are robot overlords and we're batteries in the Matrix. It's either one.
I mean, because like think about all sci-fi, a lot of good sci-fi films.
Yeah,
a lot of them show it as a hellscape. You got people who were doing regular jobs, and all of a sudden you had to become a bounty hunter. Like that show that I had showed you. I'm just saying, it's like my father's a bounty hunter. It talks about that. It's
I'm just saying. I'm just thinking it's funny. Just thinking about like Marlon Wayans having to be like a bounty hunter because there's no more acting. I just think that's funny.
Running up on you with the
dressed like the penguin.
I'm just saying that's what. Like, why do you think most people are in gig jobs now?
Yeah,
it's because we eroded everything that was worth people even doing to make a living off of. So
there's nothing left.
If we want that, then sure, go with it.
I think that's the end goal. I mean, because like we can't. Obviously, it's like it's either going to be that corporations crush us, or this is a precursor to some type of new industrial revolution, Well, it's something has to change because AI is coming, our robots are coming. The corporations, the greedy, the ones who don't actually lift their finger and do anything to just collect money from ideas, they're not stopping because we're upset. They're just trying to pivot and figure out a way that the industry can move forward, because we may recognize this is a bad thing, but like I said, our children, they don't care. They don't have no connection. They just want to be entertained. And long as they're being entertained, they're fine.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't even think, I think people who think about it care, but I think your average person, they're the same way. They just want a movie.
Feed the machine. We don't care about all the other stuff. They like I said, people saying they are people out there right now calling actors rich. They already still assume there's a lot of people out here who assume that once you go viral that you're on, and that's not how it works. Like even if you got if everybody was watching Empire when Empire was on, right? At least the first season. Everybody on Empire, everybody think that everybody who's in Empire was rich. They weren't. They always they was gig actors. They was literally getting paid probably SAG minimum at first or whatever, or a good SAG price, and then then you had to renegotiate after the success, because most TV shows aren't considered a hit when it first drops. You know what I'm saying? So like they don't know if it's going to be a hit or not, so they're not going to give you top dollar. They're going to give you a basic, and you come in, you do your job, you probably get paid like maybe $50,000 a year or something like that, or less. You know what I'm saying? Some of them have regular jobs and they working in these TV shows, so people assume that you're rich because you're famous.
Well, that's actually a good take, and then I'll leave it here, is that streaming actually was kind of the start of it. So from what I heard is that when you have a syndicated show on TV, you get paid every time that show comes on. You get a residual check.
Yes.
But streaming is not the same way. One, and this is also because we went through this with HBO when they did their rebranding. All those shows that you were interested in, they could just decide, now we don't want that on the server anymore. And they could just scrub
they don't got to pay you no more.
And it's not there anymore. You did all that work.
Yes.
And they could just scrub it.
They said that's how they actually said that's a way that they skate on having to pay residuals, is that because they, you know what, it's costing us more money to keep it on than it would be for us to take it off. And then if people start dying, people start crying for it, bring it back later.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like we'll bring it back. Because we own the property. We can bring it back, or we can license it to somebody else and make them pay for it, and then we can pay you guys for that. But they was like, it's somebody in closing, right? It was a lady on from Orange is the New Black. I saw one of the residual checks for them, $27.
Yeah,
Orange is the New Black it was just out a couple years ago, and she was on, and she was a series regular. She wasn't the main cast, but she was definitely a featured actor on that joint. $27 residual check.
Yep, and that was the benefits of moving everything online.
Yes, because they're eating so much off of this stuff right here. They want to get away from movies, low-key. Yeah. If they can figure out a way to get the same amount of money off of that, they're gonna get the freak out of the movie theaters. Screw the movie theaters. It's over with. Dinosaurs.
If they could animate every film like Toy Story, they would.
And get it and get get the freak out of there, but that's all they want. But you know what I'm saying?
Hey,
right up, man.
For those who believe in you as yourself as a worker, and you're a worker unless you own the stuff, so that kind of helps clarify that. Then I would say try to support them as best you can.
We kind of show these. Yeah, because we still watching these movies. We still gonna be watching these shows.
and that's why I'm trying to cut back, because I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just watch reruns of stuff that I know that's already out there. So I'm gonna do my part.
Oh, and leave Straw Hat Goofy alone, bro. They hating on that man. They on that man ass on TikTok, talking about he can't because he's still trying to he's still doing promo for the movie. He gets paid to do. They do promos and stuff for the movies that's slated to come out. They already slated to come out. It's not new movies. Movies already been.
Yeah, it's already in the production. So that all the stuff has already been paid out.
Yeah, and my whole thing about it is that we all a little bit hypocritical until them actors and stuff say, "Hey, man, don't watch no movies." we all hypocritical because like we still watching.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, don't like if you're not part of the Screen Actors Guild, if you're not part of the writers and all that stuff like that, don't be mad at that man. Don't be mad at that man. Let that man do his thing. He just made it out of the poverty.
Yeah,
he just made it. Let that man cook.
But I'm pretty sure he's not gonna cross the picket line or try to, do anything like that. So.
He's not an actor, he's not a writer, he's just a reviewer.
He's a reviewer.
Yeah, like he's a straw hat goofy.
It don't matter then.
He's just a reviewer on TikTok, but they on his ass because they talking about he's a scab and he's crossing the picket line. No, he's not. He is not part of the union, and he is not an actor nor a writer. Let that man cook.
Yeah, anyway, you're only a scab if you go in for lower wages. So
far as I knew. All right, but anyway, boom. Let's go ahead and end it off with what we watching, and then we can end the show.
All right. So I know I have which I'm so behind on TV because I still need to watch The Last of Us, which we're gonna get started. I know, man.
That's good.
Yeah, it's because I enjoyed the game, so I was like, okay, I gotta watch it.
It's a little different, but it's good.
That's fair. That's fair. I mean, I don't expect a 1-to-1. There's no point then. Yeah. I know I am looking forward to the two films that we took a look at. I actually been interested more in a lot of the games that's coming out. So apparently, now I didn't know that they actually came back, but you remember Telltale, right?
Yes.
Apparently, they're coming out with an Expanse game. You ever watch The Expanse?
Yo, during quarantine, I discovered The Expanse, and I'm so pissed off at that last season. That last episode, I was so mad because I didn't even bother to look ahead to see how many more was coming. And that was it. And it ended right in the middle of the season. And I'm so mad about that. Now I found out why it ended. And I'm mad at old boy for the whole Me Too thing, how he did what he did. But I love that show. That show was so good.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, man, that's the future we going for.
Yes. We're going. That's what's going to happen to us.
Yeah.
For sure. That's all life.
Hey, man. I tell everybody, you can either be in Star Trek or we can be in The Expanse.
It's prophetic, but I hope so. That's going to be a game. Telltale for Expanse.
So they're, of course, my only issue is they're still going to do it in their own dialogue kind of, clicking point aspect. And I feel like in a game like The Expanse, it got to be a little bit more than that. Like, I feel like if you do something like The Expanse, it should be like Mass Effect.
Okay.
But
I never played Mass
Effect. I'm interested. Yeah. You never played Mass Effect?
Nah. I'm gonna throw it on the list.
Oh, man. Come on, man. Now they didn't stick landing, but it was the closest to like a sci-fi drama that you can get on gaming. So
okay.
What about you though?
All right, so I got 2 animes that I'm currently watching. I'm watching more, but I'm one of them for sure that I'm recommending is Zom 100. Zom 100 is funny. It's an anime about a zombie apocalypse, right? So this dude, and it's a different look at it too. This dude is at his job. This job has broke him down to the molecule. He hates this fucking job, and he's like, it's a Japanese job too. So you know how their workforce is like crazy. Yeah. So they are draining the life out of him, right? He hates it. Like he's depressed. His house is just full of this trash. He don't even. He working. He go to work for like 2 days straight. Come home, go to sleep, go right back to work again. He go to work, go to dinner, go right back to work again. They working the hell out of this guy, right? And he's like in the average. He's like in the ad advertising agency or something like that. So it's kind of like it's low key, kind of how like the Writers Guild and all this. Like he's part of that crew, right? Mm-hmm. But then in the middle of all that, a zombie apocalypse happens. And then he's ecstatic because he don't got to go to work no more. He's loving the fact that he don't have to go to work no more. And he's decided what he's going to do is he's creating a bucket list of 100 things he want to do before he turns into a zombie. And that's the show.
That's okay. I'm definitely watching that.
It's cool because like even how they doing like the gore. Because it's drawn, it's like animated beautifully, right? But also it's mad colorful because how they do the blood, is not necessarily just red. It's like all different colors. So it's like red, green, purple. Also, like that's how the blood looks when it come out the zombie.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like he's doing all this stuff. And also, there's Bleach 1,000-Year Blood War arc is back.
Okay.
The second part of it is back. I don't know if you ever watched Bleach before, but
long time ago.
Yeah. So what they doing is like they finished because the Bleach was never finished. The one we saw, it wasn't finished.
Yeah.
So like it expands beyond the storyline that you remember from the original Bleach. I don't know if you ever watched it all the way to the end, but basically the Quincy's come back. And the Quincy's they've been building up for 1,000 years to defeat the Soul Reapers or whatever. And they ain't playing no freaking games. It's so many people that you may love and like, they catching big L's.
Oh man.
Hit the biggest of L's. You know what I'm saying? And like if you ever matter of fact, you can watch like the first part. They did first part 1, part 2. Because this is supposed to be this is it. There's no more.
Was it on Funimation
or
it's
on Hulu? Okay. Because Disney owns Bleach.
Oh, that's right. Disney owns
Bleach Animation. Yes. And they I'm gonna be honest. People can say what they want. It's fire. They didn't mess nothing up. They did. They just own the property. I guess they did. They didn't touch it. They just let y'all do y'all thing, and they're animating it. And the animation is fire, but the storyline is even more fire. You know what I'm saying?
That's one gripe I got with them. How you own Disney Plus and you got Hulu? Come on, man. Y'all just double dipping now.
Because we Disney, nigga. That's what we is. You know what I'm saying? Because we Disney, nigga.
Honestly, with that, yo.
You better respect. You better respect what the fuck I said.
That's like I always wish they would have did a season 2 of what was the name of Cowboy Bebop, but then I was like, do we need it though? I was like,
no. After that show, leave Cowboy Bebop alone.
But it was one of those ones. It was like you ever went back and you were like, oh crap, it is only one season. That's how I felt like it was way longer than that when I was younger. But
yeah, if they it's because it was so many different like it was like a bunch of vignettes, low key. But if they did like a linear story of Cowboy Bebop, I would be honest, I would prefer a Cowboy Bebop movie.
I can see that.
I would prefer that. And they can even do a live action Cowboy Bebop movie. Don't do the story. Don't just pick one of those stories from the show, the original show, and make that a movie. I would do that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Why not?
Other than that, nah.
Oh, man.
But other than that, it was what a great pod. What a great pod. It was good.
Oh yeah, man. A lot to say on this one.
A lot to say. Once again, shout out to Dude the Chef. You know what I'm saying? Thoughts and prayers of which my guy. And
definitely.
Let's go ahead and just end the show. So first, we just want to take this time to thank the listeners and viewers. We do this for you. And without you, this whole show would just be another form of masturbation. And who the hell wants that?
Shout out to Adam 22.
Adam 22. So remember to like, share, subscribe, so we don't go blind. And it's the Tres Neches, and we out.
Yo, be easy.